Hello, my dear students. Let me welcome you all to this special online session on quantitative aptitude. Today, we are going to discuss about simple interest and compound interest. And in this lecture, I am going to present in front of you 15 standard classic questions from this topic. Before you are going to attempt these questions, I have a few instructions to share with you. Be ready with some rough sheets of paper and a pen. Please use headphones while watching this lecture. You may pause the video whenever it is required. Take your time to read and understand the question. And please write down your doubts, queries, and then share the same with me during our regular classroom sessions. It's important. Please don't strain your eyes too much. Please take necessary precautions and give proper care for your eyes. It is strongly recommended to take a short break after every 20 minutes of this lecture. You may take a short, refreshing walk during this time and then join back for the lecture. So, my dear students, shall we begin our practice discussions? Let me present in front of you the first question. Please attempt this question. All right. In this question, we can see that Ramesh, he got rupees 3,000 from his father. He plans to deposit rupees 2,400. So the money that is getting deposited, we call that as the principal amount. So here, principal amount P, that is equal to rupees 2,400. All right. Now, in this question, it is asked to find the simple interest on this principal at 5% per annum rate of interest for a span of 4 years. Okay, so the number of years under consideration, that is equal to 4, and the rate of interest, that is equal to 5%. And you are asked to find what is the simple interest on this principal amount. We know the basic formula to find simple interest on a certain sum of money. Simple interest, it is equal to PNR upon 100, right? So here we can calculate the simple interest as principal amount 2,400, number of years, it's 4, the rate of interest 5%, so PNR divided by 100. Okay, so we can see that the zeros it will get cancelled. So the simple interest amount, it is equal to 24 into 5 fours are 20, and we can see that this comes to 480 rupees. 480. So we can see that the simple interest amount here, it is 480 rupees, and that will be the final answer for this question. Now, let me add one more point. In this question, we are asked to find the simple interest. Now, if it is asked, what will be the amount that Ramesh gets upon maturity of this investment, of this deposit? We can see that amount, that is equal to principal plus interest. And here we know the principal amount, it is 2,400. And he is getting an interest of 480 rupees in this case. So he will be getting 2,880 rupees once this deposit it matures. Okay, so that is the amount. But in this question, you are asked to find only what is the simple interest amount, and the simple interest, it comes to rupees 480. So for this question, rupees 480 is the final answer. All right. Now, let's get into the next question. Okay, in this question, it is given, I have rupees 6,000 with me. In a scheme, rupees 4,000 becomes rupees 4,800 in 2 years under simple interest. So let us focus on this input. 4,000, it grows and it becomes 4,800 in 2 years under simple interest. So for the principal amount 4,000 in 2 years, the maturity amount, that is 4,800. So what is the simple interest in this case? The simple interest in this case, it is equal to amount minus principal. That is 4,800 minus 4,000. So I am getting 800 rupees as interest in this case. Okay, so that's the interest amount. For the principal, 4,000. And the number of years under consideration, it's given to be 2, as you can see. So let us find out what is the rate of interest in this case. Okay, because with the help of this rate of interest only, we will be able to find out what will be this rupees 6,000 at the end of 6 years at the same rate of the simple interest. So for that, we need the rate of interest value. So let us calculate that. We know the simple interest 800, that is equal to PNR by 100, that is principal amount 4,000, number of years 2, rate of interest, I'm going to calculate that. So let me use the letter R to represent the rate of interest. So PNR by 100. All right. And I can cancel the 2 zeros here. Okay, 1 0 I can cancel this way. 4 2s are 8. So on the left hand side, it becomes 10. So upon simplification, I'm getting R, that is the rate of interest, that is equal to 10%. So I have identified the rate of interest now. Okay, now using this result, I'm going to find out what will rupees 6,000 become at the end of 6 years at the same rate of simple interest. So here the principal amount is how much? It is equal to 6,000. Number of years under consideration, that is equal to 6. And we have just now calculated the rate of interest, it is equal to 10%. So let us find out what is the simple interest that you are going to get in this 6 year span of time. Simple interest, it is equal to PNR by 100. So 6,000, number of years 6, rate of interest 10. So PNR by 100. All right. And we can see that this comes to 6 6 are 36. So the value simple interest, it comes to 3,600 rupees. All right. Now, this is the interest amount. Okay. You are asked to find what will 6,000 become at the end of 6 years. So we are asked to find what is the final amount that you are going to get. So the amount, it is equal to the principal, that is 6,000 plus the interest. Always remember, amount is equal to principal plus interest. So the principal here in this case is 6,000 and the interest, it is equal to 3,600. So the final amount, it comes to 6,000 plus 3,600, and that is equal to rupees 9,600. All right. So we can see that 6,000, it grows and becomes 9,600 in 6 years at this 10% rate of interest. So the final answer for this question, it is 9,600 rupees. All right. Now, let us consider the next question. In this question, it is given Thomas has some money with him. What principal would amount to rupees 9,600 in 6 years at the rate of 10% per annum simple interest? Okay. So you are asked to find what is the principal amount. So let us assume the principal amount to be equal to some P rupees. This P rupees, it grows and it becomes 9,600, the final amount, in 6 years at 10% per annum interest, simple interest. So we can see that here the simple interest in this case, that is equal to amount minus principal, that is 9,600, the amount minus the principal P. The principal amount we are asked to find out. Number of years under consideration, it is given that it is equal to 6, and the rate of interest, it is equal to 10%. Okay, so I can now write this given situation as simple interest, 9,600 minus P, that is equal to PNR by 100. So that is P into number of years, 6 into rate of interest, 10 upon 100. All right. Now from this, I can cancel a 0 here, and I can see that this comes to 0.6p. So we have 9,600 minus p, that is equal to 0.6 times p, or I can see 9,600, that is equal to 1.6p. And from this, I can now calculate the value for this principal amount, that is equal to 9,600 upon 1.6. And we can see that this is equal to rupees 6,000. So we have identified the principal amount in this case, and that value, it comes to 6,000 rupees. Now, it's asked, what is that principal amount? That amounts to 9,600 in 6 years at 10% per annum simple interest. And we have identified that it is equal to 6,000 rupees. So that will be the final answer. 6,000 rupees, that will be the final answer for this question. All right. Now, let us consider the next question, question number 4. Have a look at this question. All right. In this question, it is given a certain sum, it doubles in 5 years at simple interest. So, suppose you deposit P rupees, in 5 years, this P rupees, it grows and it becomes 2 times of P. Okay, it doubles, the sum, it doubles in 5 years span of time. Okay, so when P grows and becomes 2P, what is the simple interest in this case? We know the simple interest in this case, that is equal to amount minus principal, that is 2P minus P, and that is equal to P. That is the simple interest. Okay, the principal amount, let me consider it is equal to P. Number of years, we can see that the money doubles in 5 years. So the number of years, it is equal to 5. And let us find what is the rate of interest in this case, because with the help of this rate of interest only further calculations can be made. Okay, so let us find out that. We know the basic result, simple interest is equal to PNR by 100. Here the simple interest, it is equal to P, that is equal to principal amount P into number of years 5 into rate of interest R, PNR by 100. Okay, now we can see that here P is present on the left hand side and right hand side, so we can cancel this, and this gives us the rate of interest value R, that is equal to 100 upon 5, and that is equal to 20%. So we have identified the rate of interest, it is equal to 20%. Okay, now in the question it is asked, in how many years would it become 6 times itself at the same rate of simple interest? That is the question. Which means if you deposit P, it grows and it becomes 6P. The question is, in how many years that this is going to happen? We have identified the rate of interest value. It is equal to 20% in this case. So at 20% rate, in how many years? P will become 6P. So P becomes 6P. So in this case, what is the simple interest amount? Simple interest is equal to amount minus principal. That is 6P minus P. And we can see here the simple interest that is earned, that is equal to 5P. So we have 5P, the simple interest earned, it is equal to PNR by 100. That is the principal amount P. Number of years, that's what you are asked to find out. The rate of interest, 20%. So it is 20 PNR by 100. All right. So we can cancel the P that is there on the left-hand side and right-hand side. Okay. And we can see that here 20, it goes in this 100 5 times. And thus we can see that here N, it is equal to 5 times 5, that is equal to 25. So we can thus conclude that at this 20% rate of interest, a money, it will become 6 times itself in 25 years. So 25 years, that is the final answer for this question. Let us now consider the next question, question number 5. What is the value that a sum of rupees 12,000 it would amount to in 3 years at 10% per annum compound interest? Okay. So in this particular question, we can see that 12,000 rupees, that's what you are considering as the deposit. Okay. It grows. What is the value that this sum it's going to become? That is, you are asked to find out how much this grows and becomes in 3 years at 10% per annum compound interest. Now, the basic formula you need to remember for answering this question is, as far as compound interest is concerned, amount, it is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100, the whole raised to N. This is the formula that you have to remember. You will be getting the final amount value directly in this case. We know that here the principal amount, it is equal to rupees 12,000. The number of years under consideration, it is 3. The rate of interest, it is considered as 10% as indicated in the question. So substituting the values for this P, N and R in this formula, we can see that the amount, it is equal to P, that is 12,000 into 1 plus R by 100, that is 10 upon 100, the whole raised to N. Here N, it is equal to 3. Okay. Now we can see that here 1 plus 10 by 100, this is as good as 1.1. Okay. So 1.1 is the value associated with this 1 plus 10 by 100. So 1.1 raised to 3. Okay. What is 1.1 raised to 3? We can see that that is equal to 1.331. So we need to find out what is 12,000 into 1.331 in this case. Okay. Upon calculation, we can see that this amounts to 15,972. All right. So this will be the final amount that you will be getting for this 12,000 rupees in 3 years at 10% per annum compound interest. Now, the amount, it is equal to 15,972. The principal amount, it is equal to 12,000, right? So by observing these two values, we can see that over these 3 year span of time, the total compound interest received, that is equal to amount minus principal, that is 15,972 minus 12,000, and that is equal to rupees 3,972. We are not asked to find what is the compound interest obtained. We are only asked to find out how much, what will be the final value associated with the amount. That is what they have asked you. So for this question, 15,972, that is the final answer. Okay. So this brings conclusion to our question number 5. Let us now attempt the next question, that is question number 6. Okay. In this question, it is asked, what sum would amount to rupees 29,282 in 3 years at 10% per annum compound interest? So we don't know what is the principal amount. This money, it grows and it becomes rupees 29,282 in 3 years at 10% per annum compound interest. Okay. So let us use the formula. A, that is the amount, it is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100, the whole raised to n. Let us use this formula. Okay. So the amount, we know it is 29,282. That is equal to principal amount. That's what we are asked to find out. P into 1 plus rate of interest 10 by 100, the whole raised to n. The number of years under consideration, that is equal to 3. All right. So we can see that 29,282 is equal to P into 1 plus 10 by 100, the whole raised to 3. That is equal to P into 1.1, the whole raised to 3. That is P into 1.331. Now, from this, it is very easy for us to calculate what is the value for P. We know P, it is equal to 29,282 upon 1.331. Okay, so what is this value? 29,282 divided by 1.331. We know that that accounts to rupees 22,000. Okay, so we can see that this 22,000 rupees, it grows and it becomes 29,282 in 3 years at 10% per annum compound interest. We are asked to find the principal amount and we have identified that it comes to rupees 22,000. And that is the final answer for this question. All right. Let's now consider the next question, question number 7. In this question, it is given that a certain sum, it triples in 4 years at certain rate of compound interest. And it is asked, in how many years would the sum become 9 times itself at the same rate of compound interest? Okay, so you can see, you deposit P, that P, it will become 3P in 4 years at certain rate of compound interest. Okay, so for this, I'm going to write that basic formula. Amount, that is 3P, it is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100, the whole raised to 4, because the money triples in 4 years. All right. So 3P, the amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100, the whole raised to 4. Now we can cancel P, that is there on the left hand side and right hand side. And thus I can see that this accounts to 3 is equal to 1 plus R upon 100, the whole raised to 4. Now, I'm going to find the square, or I'm going to square on both left-hand side and right-hand side of this equation. I'm going to take the square on both left hand side and right hand side of this equation. So we can see 3 square, that is equal to 9. That is equal to 1 plus r by 100 the whole raised to 4 its square. That is nothing but 1 plus r by 100 the whole raised to 4 its square is nothing but 1 plus r by 100 the whole to the power of 8. Kindly remember a raised to m the whole raised to n, that is equal to a raised to m into n. So using this result, I can see that 1 plus r by 100 the whole raised to 4, 1 plus r by 100 the whole raised to 4 its square, it will be 1 plus, as you can see, r by 100 the whole raised to 8. So kindly note this. Let this value be here handy. Okay. So 9 is equal to 1 plus r by 100 the whole raised to 8. We have this result here. Okay. Now, in the question, it is asked, in how many years would the sum becomes 9 times itself at the same rate of compound interest? So P, it grows and it becomes 9P. In how many years? That is the question. So let us write that formula again. Amount 9P, that is equal to P into 1 plus R upon 100 the whole raised to N. Let us assume that the money grows and becomes 9 times itself in N years under compound interest scheme. Okay. Here again, we can cancel P, that is there on left hand side and right hand side. And thus we can see that 9, it is equal to 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to N. Now the answer is almost ready. We can see that 9 is equal to 1 plus r by 100 the whole raised to 8. That is on the left hand side. Now, if you observe on the right hand side, we have 9 is equal to 1 plus r by 100 the whole raised to n. So, by comparison, we can see this 9 is the same here. This 1 plus r by 100, this is the same here, which means we can conclude that the number of years that corresponds to 8. So n, that is equal to 8. All right. So we can thus conclude that the money, it will become 9 times itself in 8 years. Number of years is equal to 8. That will be the final answer for this question. Okay. Now, let us get into the next question. That is question number 8. Look at this question. If rupees 8,000 has been lent at 10% per annum, interest being compounded annually, what is the interest for the 5th year? So you are asked to find the interest amount for the 5th year. Interest for the 5th year under compound interest, when we are considering, or any interest, if we are considering interest for the 5th year, is nothing but amount that you get at the end of 5 years minus amount that you get at the end of 4 years. Okay, because amount that you get at the end of 4 years, that is going to be the principal for the 5th year. So if you take the difference between this two, that is amount that you get at the end of the 5th year minus amount that you get at the end of 4 years when you are considering. Okay, that is when you are doing this calculation, amount that you get at the end of 5 years minus amount that you get at the end of 4 years. When you do this, we can see that you will be getting the interest that you are going to get for that 5th year. Okay. So the principal amount here in this case, it is equal to 8,000. Rate of interest 10%. So what will be the amount that you will get at the end of 5 years? That corresponds to P. That is 8,000 into 1 plus R by 100. That is, we know that the rate of interest value, it is equal to 10. So 1 plus 10 by 100, the whole raised to 5. So this is what we will be getting at the end of 5 years. 8,000 into 1 plus 10 by 100, the whole raised to 5. Now, what about amount that you will be getting at the end of 4 years? That corresponds to P into 1 plus r by 100 the whole raised to 4. So if you just take the difference between these two values, you will be getting the interest that you are earning for that 5th year. So just take the difference between these two. So the interest that you get for that 5th year, that corresponds to 8,000. I can take out the common factor out, 8,000. 1 plus 10 by 100, you know, it is 1.1. So it is 1.1 raised to 5 minus 1.1 raised to 4. That's all you need to find out. Okay. So let us do the calculation. We have 8,000 here. Okay. So let me write that value. 8,000 into 1.1 raised to 5 minus 1.1 raised to 4. When we calculate, we can see that this value, it will come to 0.14641. Okay, please do the calculation. You can see that this will be the result. So I'm going to multiply this 8,000 into this value 0.14641. Okay, and I am getting the value here as 1,171.28, which I can approximate it as the interest for the 5th year, that is equal to, say, rupees 1,171. All right. So for this question, rupees 1171, that will be the final answer. All right. So have a look at this. These are the full steps. Okay. So basically, you need to remember for the 5th year, if you're asked to find what is that interest amount, interest for the 5th year is equal to amount that you get for 5 years minus amount that you get for 4 years. A5 minus A4. Now, let us consider the next question. Question number 9. Here it is asked, how much will rupees 20,000 approximately amount to in 2 years at 15% per annum, the interest being compounded half yearly, every half a year. So this is not annual compounding. This is semi-annual compounding. For semi-annual compounding, the formula is amount that you get at the end of the period, that is equal to P into 1 plus R by 2 upon 100, the whole raised to 2n. Got it? Because in every 6 months, the interest is calculated and that is getting added to the principal amount. So if you're considering 2 years span of time, we can see that the principal will be changing 4 times. Okay, so that is the logic behind this equation. So we can see that here 20,000, that is the principal amount. Okay, P into 1 plus R by 2, that is 15 by 2 upon 100, the whole raised to 2n. Number of years under consideration, it is equal to 2. So 2n, that is 2 into 2, that is equal to 4. All right. So let us do the calculation now. This corresponds to 20,000 into, we can see that 1 plus 15 by 2 divided by 100. This value that you see here, this is nothing but 215 divided by 200. Okay, that is equal to 1.075 raised to 4. Okay, so we can see that this value, it will come to 1.3354. Okay, upon calculation, you can see 1.33. So if I'm going for the approximation, you can see this value will come to 1.3355. Okay, I can approximate it that way. Okay, so this will be the value that you will be getting. Okay, so let me multiply 20,000 with this. Okay, so we can see the value, it corresponds to 26,709 rupees approximately. Okay, so we can say, if we're rounding up to the next value, nearest value, we can say the value will come to 26,710. I can put it this way. Okay. So for this question, 20,000 rupees in 2 years at 15% per annum, half yearly compounding, the money it grows and it becomes 26,710 at the end of 2 years. All right. So 26,710, this is the approximate value, the final answer for this question. Let us now consider the next question. It is given a certain sum. It amounts to rupees 7,200 after 2 years and to rupees 8,640 after 3 years. Interest is being compounded annually. You are asked to find the principal and the rate of interest. Okay. So let the principal amount be equal to P. It amounts to rupees 7,200, which means P, it grows and becomes 7,200 in 2 years at some rate of interest. Now, the same way, the same principal amount, it grows and it becomes 8,640 in 3 years. Okay. It is given that it is compounded annually, and it is you are asked to find what is the principal and the rate of interest. Okay, so let us do the calculation. The amount 7,200, that is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to 2. This is equation number 1. Amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to n. Here number of years is 2, so we are getting the equation this way. Likewise, we can see 8,640, 8,640, the amount that is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100, a whole raised to 3, because the money becomes 8,640 after 3 years. Okay, so we can see amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100, the whole raised to 3. So this is equation number 2. All right. Now, we are asked to find what is the principal and what is the rate of interest. Okay. So I'm going to do this operation, equation 2 divided by equation 1. And we can see that that corresponds to, the left-hand side will be 8,640 divided by 7,200. And that is equal to 1.2. And you know, 1.2 is nothing but 1 plus 20 upon 100. This is 1.2. Okay. So this is what we will get on the left-hand side. 8,640 divided by 7,200. That is equal to 1.2. And that 1.2, I am writing it as 1 plus 20 by 100. There's a reason for that. Okay. And that is equal to, you can see, when you divide equation 2 by 1, automatically the P will get cancelled. We have 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to 3 divided by 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to 2. And that is nothing but 1 plus R by 100. This is what we will be getting. Okay. I hope you recall the result. P raised to 3 divided by some P raised to 2. That is equal to P. So here we can see 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to 3 by 1 plus R by 100 the whole raised to 2. That is nothing but 1 plus R by 100. Okay, so same result. Now comparing, we can see here the 1 is the same on left hand side and right hand side. This 100 is the same. It's the same mathematical operation, that is addition. So by comparing this, we can see that here the R value, it has to be 20. Got it? So we can see that here the rate of interest we have identified, that is equal to 20%. So now let me write that value here. R, it is equal to 20%. Substitute the value for R in one of the equations, either in 1 or in 2. It is recommended you substitute in the first equation, because here you are dealing with only the square of the numbers involved. So we can see 7,200. That is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100. That is 20 upon 100. The whole raised to 2. And we know that 1 plus 20 by 100, we have already identified that this is nothing but 1.2. So we can see this is equal to P into 1.2 square. And we can see that this is nothing but P into 1.44. That is equal to the 7,200. All right. So from this, I can see that P, that is equal to 7,200 divided by 1.44, and that comes to 5,000. So we can calculate it here. P, it is equal to 7,200 divided by 1.44, and that comes to rupees 5,000. All right. So for this question, we have just now identified the principal amount, it is equal to 5,000. The rate of interest value, that is equal to 20%. I shall write these two values here. Principal, we have just now identified, that is equal to rupees 5,000. And the rate of interest value, that is equal to 20%. You are asked to find these two values. Okay, find the principal and the rate of interest, and we have identified those two values here. And that's the final answer for this question. All right. Now let us consider this question. Okay. Here we can see that Sanjay, he borrowed rupees 14,000 at 10% per annum compound interest. The compounding is done annually. It's given he repaid rupees 8,000 at the end of first year. So this 14,000 rupees, the principal amount 14,000 rupees at 10% per annum in 1 year, we can see that this 14,000, it will be earning an interest of 1,400 rupees. That is PNR by 100. 14,000 into number of years 1, rate of interest 10, PNR by 100. When we calculate it, we can see that this amount, it earns an interest of rupees 1,400. Okay, so the money grows and it becomes rupees 15,400 in 1 year span of time. 14,000, the principal plus 1,400, that is equal to 15,400. We can see 14,000, it grows and it becomes 15,400 at the end of 1 year. Now, in the question, it is given that Sanjay pays 8,000 rupees at the end of the first year. So, we can see that for the second year, the loan amount that is there under Sanjay's account, that will be 15,400 minus the amount that he has repaid, that is 8,000. And we can see that that value, it comes to 7,400 rupees. So this is the pending amount that he is supposed to pay, 7,400 rupees. So this value can be considered as the principal for the second year. P, it is equal to 7,400 at the rate of 10%. In the question, it is asked how much Sanjay should repay at the end of the second year to completely discharge the loan. That is the question. So when we are considering 1 more year span of time, that is in the second year, at the end of the second year, what is this 7,400 it's going to become? If we calculate that, and if Sanjay repays that much money, then we can see he is completely discharged from this loan. All right. So let us calculate the interest amount. The interest, it is equal to 7,400 principal amount, number of years 1, rate of interest 10, PNR by 100. And we can see that the interest amount, it comes to rupees 740. So, along with this principal amount, 7,400, if Sanjay pays this 740, then we can see that the amount, it will come to 7 plus 4, 11, right? So, 8,140, if our Sanjay pays at the end of the second year, we can see that he is completely discharged from the loan. We can see that the second year, the principal amount was 7,400. It grows and it becomes 7,400 plus 740, that is equal to 8,140. So this was the outstanding or the pending amount to be paid at the end of the second year. So if Sanjay pays this at the end of the second year, he is completely discharged from the loan. So for this question, we can see that rupees 8,140, that will be the final answer. All right. So that brings conclusion to the 11th question. Let us now consider the 12th question. Find the amount invested if the difference between the simple interest and the compound interest obtained at the rate of 4% per annum after 2 years, it is rupees 160. For answering this question, recall the result. The difference between simple interest and compound interest, that is CI minus SI. Always compound interest gives better yield. Okay, so the difference CI minus SI, the difference, it is equal to interest on simple interest for a span of 1 year. This is the basic theory that you have to remember for answering the question. That is the difference between simple interest and compound interest for a span of 2 years, that is equal to interest on simple interest for a span of 1 year. Got it? Kindly note this formula can be used when we are asked to compare the difference between compound interest and simple interest for a span of only 2 years. Okay. For 3 years and all, if the difference is given, then we have to go by formula and all. But for 2 years, that is what commonly seen for various competitive tests. So if the difference between compound interest and simple interest, you are considering for a span of 2 years, then you can use this formula, that is equal to interest on simple interest for a span of 1 year. Okay. So we can see that this simple interest for a span of 1 year, if you are going to take it as SI, so consider this SI to be the principal. On this SI, you are going to calculate the interest amount. So simple interest into number of years 1 into rate of interest 4 PNR by 100. So you are now calculating interest on simple interest for a span of 1 year. Okay, so that is nothing but the difference between compound interest and simple interest for a span of 2 years. And that value, it is given to be 160 in this question. So kindly note here, the SI that I have written here, it is simple interest for a span of 1 year. On it, you are calculating the interest. So SI into 1 into 4 PNR by 100. That's what you are doing the calculation. Okay, so we can see that here, the simple interest amount, that is simple interest for a span of 1 year, we can see that that value, it will come to 160 into 100, and that you are dividing it with 4. So you can see that the simple interest value, that is equal to 4,000. Got it? So this is the simple interest for a span of 1 year. Now, the moment you have the simple interest value to be 4,000, you know that the rate of interest, it is 4% per annum. So it is now easy for you to find the amount that is invested. Let the amount invested be P. So P into number of years 1 into rate of interest 4 PNR by 100. If you do, you will be getting the simple interest for the span of 1 year. What is the simple interest for the span of 1 year? Just now you have calculated, that is equal to 4,000. And thus we can see that here the principal amount, it accounts to rupees 1 lakh. Okay. So that will be the final answer for our question here. Okay. So the principal amount, it is equal to 1 lakh rupees. So if you put 1 lakh rupees, you can see that for 1 year, this 1 lakh rupees is going to fetch an interest of 4,000. And interest on this 4,000 rupees, 4,000 into 1 into 4 upon 100, that is equal to 160. And that will be the difference between compound interest and simple interest for a span of 2 years. So for this particular question, with the help of this theory, CI minus SI for 2 years is equal to interest on simple interest for a span of 1 year. With the help of this result, we can see that the principal amount that is equal to rupees 1 lakh. And that is the final answer for this question. Let us now consider the next question, question number 30. Find the principal invested at the rate of 5% per annum simple interest if an amount of rupees 1,210 was obtained at the end of 2 years. So you're asked to find the principal. So I don't know what is that amount P. This money P, it grows and it becomes rupees 1,210. And it is given that this happens at the end of 2 years. So 2 years is the period under consideration at 5% per annum simple interest. Okay. So we can see that here the simple interest, it is equal to amount minus principal, 1210 minus P. This is the simple interest. That is equal to P into, we don't know what is the principal amount. Okay, so P into number of years, 2 under consideration, rate of interest, 5% PNR upon 100. And that is equal to, we can see 5 2s are 10. So this value will come to 0. That is P by 10. Okay, so we can see this is nothing but 0.1 P. Okay, so from this we can see 1210 minus P, it is equal to 0.1 P. And from this I can calculate that 1.1 P, that is equal to 1210. And this gives me P, it is equal to 1210 divided by 1.1. And this value, you can see this comes to rupees 1,100. Got it? So you can calculate it. 1210 divided by 1.1. If you do, you will get it 1,100. So we can see that here the principal amount, it is equal to 1,100 rupees. All right. So this 1,100 rupees, it grows at the rate of 5% per annum simple interest. In 2 years, it grows and becomes rupees 1,210. All right. So for this question, rupees 1100, that is going to be the final answer. So that brings conclusion to the 13th question. Let's now go to the 14th one. How much amount should I invest to receive an amount of rupees 100 as simple interest every month at the rate of 5% per annum? So every month rupees 100. 1 year, it consists of 12 months. So we can see that the simple interest received for this 1 year span of time, how much it will be? 100 per month, like that 12 months. So we can see the simple interest amount, it comes to 100 into 12, that is 1,200. This is the total simple interest received for a span of 1 year. Kindly note, the principal does not change at any point of time when we are doing the calculation on simple interest. So we can see simple interest received for a span of 1 year. That corresponds to 100 into 12. It will be linear. It will be 100 into 12. That comes to 1,200. Okay. So the simple interest I have 1,200. You are asked to find how much that I should invest. So principal is what you are asked to find out. Let me say that is P. Number of years under consideration 1. Rate of interest, it is 5% per annum. So 5. So P and R upon 100. All right. So we can see that here the principal amount, that value, it will come to, you can see here 5, it goes in 120 times. So it comes to 1,200 into 20, and the principal amount, it comes to rupees 24,000. All right. So if you invest 24,000 rupees under simple interest scheme at the rate of 5% per annum rate of interest, for 1 year, you will be getting 1,200 rupees as the simple interest amount, and that will give you an amount of rupees 100 every month. Okay, so that's the logic here. Principal rupees 24,000, that is the final answer for this question. Now let us consider the 15th question, the final question in this set. It is asked, at what rate will an amount get tripled after 25 years at simple interest? That is the question. So P, it grows and it becomes 3P. 25 years is the duration. Okay. You are asked to find what is the rate of interest. So the period under consideration, it is 25 years. P, it grows and becomes 3P. You are asked to find what is the rate of interest. Okay. So we can see the simple interest earned in this case, that is equal to amount minus principal. That is 3P minus P, that is equal to 2P. This is the simple interest earned. So you can see 2P, the simple interest, it is equal to P into number of years 25 into rate of interest. We are asked to find what is that, PNR by 100. All right. So we can see that here we can cancel the P value. Principal, we can cancel this. 25 goes in 100 4 times. So this gives us the rate of interest value R, that is equal to 4 into 2, 8%. All right. We are asked to find at what rate this is going to happen. And upon calculation, we have seen that R, it corresponds to 8%. And that will be the final answer for this question. So dear students, with this question, we have reached the end of this session. I request you all to make note of all these important points on your worksheet. Also, please make a note of all the doubts or queries that you have, and then please share the same with me when we interact in our regular classes. Okay, so with this, we are concluding our session. Thank you very much for watching this. Stay tuned for more video lectures of this kind. Stay safe and best wishes.